Hello and welcome to episode 322 of the Led Zeppelin, no, Heart of Markness, Led Zeppelin podcast. There we go. Sorry, it's my first day. We have today a show that I've done before. I'm sure I have. I can't quite remember when, but it's back there. It is June 30th, 1980, Frankfurt, Germany. It is one of the goodies of that tour. It is one of the special ones in that they had a special guest. They had Phil Carson, the one of the VPs from Atlantic, and friend of the band, come on stage and jam with them on the song Money. I know for a fact I've played that before for you, so we're not going to listen to that today. But the reason I'm playing this show is because, as you may or may not know, or have have divined from my past discography of late, I've been going through a bit of a Northbridge phase. If you're not familiar, Northbridge is the username of a human being who remixes and remasters Led Zeppelin recordings. Remixing by there's AI technology that can separate the instruments with pretty good results. So you can then pull Jimmy's guitar, pull the drums, pull the bass drum, pull the bass, the vocals and all that, and then place them individually in the left-right spectrum in your head. If you have your headphones on, you could put Jonesy in the left, on the lefternmost, leftwardly leaning. Robert in the middle with Bonzo in the middle, and if you're being especially spicy, you can put the cymbals a little bit to the left and a little bit to the right with Jimmy on the right, just as it would be on stage were you watching them. And by doing that and cleaning up the audio in places, punching up the bass, filling in missing frequency spaces, EQ and all that, it does wonders. Not everybody likes it, but it's like matrices. Not everybody likes matrices, but it doesn't muddy the trading pool as long as you keep the lineage in the notes, so you can always go back to the pure, unadulterated source if that's your jam. So, having said that, let us listen to... let me give you a little... This is the 1980 tour of Europe. They were doing a brief European tour as kind of a proof of concept, because Robert Plant, by this point, had 1.5 feet out the door. He he was very unhappy with the addictions that were in the band and in the management. Basically, everybody in the Led Zeppelin organization was extremely compromised with dependency issues, except for Robert Plant and Jonesy. So, after the unbelievably tragic death of his son, which canceled the rest of the 1977 tour, Robert... it wasn't interesting. The magic wasn't there, the camaraderie wasn't there, and he definitely did not want to be gone away from his family for months at a time, because on top of the absolute trauma of losing a child, which I wouldn't wish on anybody, and I respect the man amazingly for coming back through that, you have the additional trauma of being on the other side of the planet when it happens, so you have to hear it on the phone. And not only do you have to hear it on the phone, you hear it on the phone of the lobby as you walk in to check into your hotel where you're living the rock star life. So it's a super duper crash from the highest heights to the lowest lows. And then you have God knows how many hours, probably at least 10 or 12, between hearing that news and being able to get home to your family. Unreal. So, Robert's perspectives and priorities had changed. And the 1980 tour was can we still do this? Because everybody's still a fucking wreck, even though they're pretending not to be. And there are these glimmers of, like, the Copenhagen show in 79. That was when everybody had sobered up, straightened out, practiced, gotten their shit together, and were amazing. And the 1980 tour had some of that. It starts out strong, but then Bonzo is getting progressively unhealthier. Yes, from his drinking, but also because of absolutely shit diet. He was malnourished, and alcohol fucks up some of the B vitamins anyway. but he just wasn't eating right. And so you're playing a Led Zeppelin concert every night. It takes it out of you. He collapsed, I think, on the 27th of June, so just a few days before this. And after that, his drumming is dialed back a little bit, kind of like he's playing in safe mode. It's still awesome, but there's just a back when I was more of a flippant asshole, which I'm trying not to be more. I compared the 1980 tour to just a regular rock band like Aerosmith or something. Great show, totally enjoyable, but not absolute magic. And that's what I'm doing with this. This is a very fun show. Everybody's in good spirits. Which is great, because sometimes in these shows you can hear Robert's performing the gig because that's his job. He's not there because he loves it. This is just my impression. This is not canon. But on this show, everybody's having fun. Robert's in high spirits. The band's in high spirits because Phil Carson's there. And I think maybe even Ahmet Ertegun was there. I'm not sure. He was there at one show, I know. So it's an upbeat show. Everybody's playing well. It's playful and funny, which is super awesome. And everybody is together enough to play off each other, which is kind of another one of those problems, is that when Jimmy got lost in his little haze, that rapport between he and Robert wasn't there as much. He wasn't picking up on Robert's references. Robert wasn't picking up on his because it just didn't make sense. And that kind of seems to lift a bit here. And it's a very well played show. Like Achilles' Last Stand from this show is one of the best ever. And you'll hear that soon, I think. Will you? I don't remember. Let's find out. What am I playing for you? La 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 la. Give me a second here. Where's my cursor? Whoop! Oh, I'm not playing it, but listen to it. It's awesome. And you can listen to it if you go to heartofmarkness.com, which is my website for the show. Look up this show, episode 322. You can download this complete concert recording absolutely free, just like Northbridge created it and distributed it absolutely free. Here is the set list for those who want to know. It opens with Train Kept a Rollin', just like the old days, into a nice truncated Nobody's Fault But Mine, where they cut out the fat. Black Dog, In the Evening. Rain Song, always a winner. Hot Dog, this one's fun. All of My Love, this one isn't as shambolic guitar-wise as the others. Trampled Underfoot, always a winner. Since I've Been Loving You, Achilles' Last Stand, I mentioned earlier. White Summer, Into Kashmir, Stairway to Heaven, and then we get into the encores. Rock and Roll, Money, that's with Phil Collins. That's the, not the Pink Floyd Money, but the best things in life are free, ba-na-na-no, that one. And finishing up with Whole Lotta Love. So super cool, totally worth getting. Go to Heart of Markness and get it, or else you cannot come to my birthday party. All right. Opening with the fourth track of the show and the first track from their new album at the time, although it came out a year before. Well, not quite a year before. In Through the Outdoor. This is In the Evening. And although I don't typically care for this kind of threadbare 1980 performance, the keyboards that Jonesy had really didn't seem up to filling that space. But I don't know. Listen to it. It's good. It is very, very good. Jimmy plays some really cool shit. Bonzo plays some really cool little fills. Jonesy's there. Robert's singing it. It's good shit. Here we go. In the Evening, when the day is done.
And without spieling anymore, this is one from the last album. It's called In the Evening. said it slowly at the bottom. People lift his ear in the dark. Yes, in the dark. But when you're standing in the middle, there ain't no way you're gonna stop. Oh, hey. Oh, I need your love. I need your love. Yeah. Need your love. Now. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Ta. Hang on a tick. Shh. Please.
That was cool. At least to the ears of this reporter, I like what Northbridge did. It filled in the mix and made it sound a little more like the album version as far as density, and not just having those reedy thin keyboards. Just without anything underneath it. You've got the foot pedal bass, and the Jonesy's left hand is audible, and Jimmy is brought forward in the mix to actually mesh with the keyboards and stuff. Good. And he played some cool shit. I liked that a lot. Thank you, Northbridge, for giving us a new frame for that old painting. It's really, really, really neat to hear how different mixes, different sounds, different mastering techniques, different EQ, etc., can really present a different mood and just a whole different experience. So yay. Thanks, Northbridge, and thanks for everybody who goes through the effort of remastering, even if it's just, speed correcting a recording so that it's in the proper pitch. All of that stuff improves the pool of resources that we have and makes everything better. So thank you. The next song I'm gonna play for you. I'm not going to talk for as long because I talked for a while before. So I'm just going to jump right in and play one of the songs I always play from the 80 tour recordings because they're almost always bangers, Trampled Underfoot. They killed this song in 1980 so well. Love it. I hope you love it too. And listen to what Northbridge does to the fat sound.
I'm
that was a very nice song, no? You like the song? It was good. It wasn't as much of a banger as I had remembered. Maybe I'm thinking of it. It was still good, but, kick ass. That's my thing. I mean, I'm splitting hairs here, as do all the fans. When we compare this one to this one, 929.71 is the GOAT. No, 923.71 is the GOAT. And we're talking about degrees of awesomeness. It's like, is it an A plus or is it an A plus plus? Not that all Zeppelin shows are A pluses, but there were a hell of a lot more A's than there were D's. Although the GPA did drop as time passed. Yay. All right, hope you liked that. It is time for the spiel. Brace yourself for fast forward. You can find me anywhere you can find me, but you know that because you found me. I also have these podcasts up on YouTube under the Heart of Markness podcast channel. So if you're somewhere and you want to listen to it and you just have YouTube, listen to it there. It is finally caught up, and I'm keeping it caught up as I go on. Facebook group. I have a Facebook group, the Heart of Markness Facebook, the Heart of Markness Facebook group. Yeah, go on Facebook, look up Heart of Markness. There I am. There's about 400 folks in there who like the podcast. Thank you. And classic rock and Led Zeppelin especially. Surprise, surprise. You can pop in there and ask your questions like, hey, what's the best version of blah, 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 and somebody will tell you. Or you can do it like those wonderful human beings do. If I fuck something up, it can be like, Mark, there's 7 minutes and 19 minutes of silence where there should be a song. And then I can jump back and go, oh, I muted that inadvertently. Thank you. And then I can just, repost it and fix it so it doesn't suck. Like I said, great people there. I am on Twitter and Blue Sky as well, and Instagram, although I don't keep up with those. I should, but I only have so much bandwidth. I have a lot more bandwidth than I used to, but I still don't have enough bandwidth to keep up with all that stuff religiously, although that is the goal moving forward, to get more and more disciplined in this so that I can do more and more things consistently to kind of flesh out the whole podcast experience, man. So that's cool. I also have, I mentioned the heartofmarkness.com, which is the website I have where I post the shows, I post the podcast, and I also post the link to the complete show. So that whole set list I read to you earlier, you can go to heartofmarkness.com and download that whole show for yourself and listen to it to your heart's content. Also have a merchandise shop, because everybody does. Merchofmarkness.com, or you can look at the I've got a window on the Heart of Markness that you can scroll through and see if there's anything you like. My favorite thing, and I seem to be the only person that likes it, is what I call the Mug of Simple Truth, which is nothing more than a white ceramic coffee mug with black writing on it that says music is good. I like it. And you can also get t-shirts and shit that say Heart of Markness with the Led Zeppelin script and all that cool stuff like that, if you want. No pressure. And lastly, I have a Patreon, where if you want to materially support the podcast, i.e. me, patreon.com/heartofmarkness is where you go. Every month you get a couple of podcasts just for you. The last two that I have done is another Northbridge remaster of Jimmy and the Black Crows at Roseland 1999, and he did a great job with that, making it sound super fat and full. Love it. And the one before that was Coverdale Page on their first night in Tokyo. That's cool. If you want to hear that, become a member and you can hear that, along with a million other things. And the Patreon is where I would, if there's something that's super esoteric, like a Jimmy Page and Roy Harper concert, or John Paul Jones playing bass for Etta James or something like that, all that's there too. So there's good stuff. Patreon.com/heartofmarkness, and I will read your name, unless you tell me not to, every week. So the current titans upon whose shoulders rests this humble yet mighty podcast are Stephen, Ryan, John, Gary, Keith, Tilda on her gap year. I envy her so much. Keith, I hope she's doing great. Sounds like you have a wonderful kid. I hope you're doing well. Steve, George, Big Ed, Kenny of regular size, Picard, Kneggern, Jeff, Wayne. Wayne, I also hope you're doing well. You're a great human being, man. Brad, Danielle, Tracy, Other and Supreme David, also another amazing human being that I'm humbled to know, who reminds you that if you are of a certain age, which, if you're listening to this podcast, you almost certainly are, and you need to get your colonoscopy, get it done. Have I done it? No. But you should, and I will. I just started a new job, and I will get my insurance. I think actually it's going to be the beginning of October instead of December, which sucks. But once I get it, I will go in and do it and keep up with it, thanks to the encouragement and evangelizing of Other and Supreme David. David does good in the world. He makes the world a better place. Be like David. That's what I tell myself, not you. You're already awesome. Bonzo Billy and... still the birthday boy, even though his birthday is a few weeks old, Mimo. Page 2. Click. Zero Mark 30, best username ever. Holy Flash. Don, nice and simple, one syllable. I like it, efficient. Marvin, Black Dragon. Keld, Mario C. Lance, and Rob from where? That's right, Melbourne, Australia. All right, we are done. Let's listen to the music. Whoa. All right, and the last one I have for you is, in fact, the last song of the show. It is Whole Lotta Love. It is fun. It is rollicking. It is playful, and it has a little bit of Frankfurt Special in there because they're playing in Frankfurt. So, yeah, if you listen to the Whole Lot of Love of Led Zeppelin playing in Frankfurt, and you will enjoy. Here we go. God damn it. Oh my God. I hate that I'm old and I'm becoming the old guy with tech. I used to be so fucking good with computers. It's the cursor. When in Audacity, if the cursor's like in the middle of the screen, it's just this itty bitty little line, which is fine. But I'm doing this on my television, so I'm sitting on the couch away from my television. And my television, like most are, is giant. And the cursor is itty-bitty, so until I actually start moving it out of the frame of Audacity, when it turns back into a nice arrow that I can see, I can't find the fucking thing. And every week I just do this. So bear with me, and I apologize. But listen to this lovely song, Whole Lot of Love, Led Zeppelin.
Good evening! One night I was laying down. I hit my mama, my Bob's okay. I hear them say, Lord, I hear them say. Do you know what they say? It says that little boy's reached the age of 31. I hear them say, Lord, I hear them say, you gotta let that boy, you gotta let that boy, you gotta let that boy, you gotta let that boy. He's got the booty, he's got the booty, he's got the booty, he's got the booty, he's got the booty. I felt so good. I didn't tell my mama I've been boogieing just today. I've been moving. I've got to move. I really said, woman, do you hear me talking to you? I don't believe you hear me talking to you. Woman. Oh, you remember? Way down inside. Thank you very much. Good night again.
That was fun and awesome. It's nice to hear just the Jimmy that riffs around, playing some blues and being there and present. Oh, that was fun. Kind of makes you say, what would the 1980 US tour have been like? I think it would have been the tour that broke the magic spell of Led Zeppelin for America. Because Zeppelin hadn't been to America since 1977 at that point. And, people who only know live Zeppelin from like The Song Remains the Same and the BBC sessions and how the official releases, then they listen to a bootleg of like April 27th, 1977 or Tempe or something. And you're like, what the fuck is this? Or even the 1980 tour. Because I was fortunate enough to have the opportunity to purchase the first silver pressed Led Zeppelin bootleg, which was live over Europe, I think. It's Zurich, the night before this. Soundboard. And I remember listening to it going, what the hell is that? Waiting for the super fluid, Since I've Been Loving You from The Song Remains the Same, No Quarter from The Song Remains the Same, Jimmy Page, and just not hearing it. That would have spread across the U.S. tour. There would have been good nights. There would have been maybe even some great nights, definitely great moments, and maybe a few magic ones. But I think by and large, at this point, Led Zeppelin was becoming more of just a regular band doing a job than four people melded into something that is equal to more than the sum of their parts. That's just this reporter's opinion. Who knows? It would have been great to see. Of course, I would have loved had they continued. But it worked out to their benefit. They had to go for about half a decade of sinking into, not obscurity, but a little bit loss of polish on their legend until Live Aid, which, just their existence reminded everybody, because that performance was... And then Hammer of the Gods, which also came out in 1985, brought them out in that salacious, holy shit rock star lifestyle. And then Robert's solo career, Jimmy's solo career, you got Outrider, and moving through the Page plant of the 90s. They redeemed themselves. The DVD came out. The remasters came out in 1990, giving them a fresh light. And lo and behold, Led Zeppelin is legendary. I mean, they were always legendary, but they had a bit of a dip in the 80s. Unfortunately, that was the time when I got into Led Zeppelin, which was 1982, when I was a freshman in high school. So there's that. All right. Thank you very much for listening. If you need to or want to get a hold of me, you can always leave a comment on the website or on the Facebook group or directly straight to me, mark@heartofmarkness.com. And, one more thing. If you don't, you should subscribe to Led Zeppelin News, at least their X Twitter account, so you can keep up with the stuff that comes out. Because every week, James, who's a brilliant, wonderful human being, puts out not just Robert Plant is playing Vilnius, Lithuania with Saving Grace, which is still Led Zeppelin news, but cool shit, deep dives into what really happened to that $250,000 that was stolen from the Drake Hotel, and how did Led Zeppelin get away with paying as little taxes as they did? Loophole, loophole, loophole. Cool shit. And what happened to that guy that got the shit kicked out of him in Oakland in 1977 by Peter Grant and Bonzo? All that cool shit, not just salacious stuff. It's not a scandal rag. In fact, the most recent one is him talking about John Paul Jones and a new classical performance of his classical music that's going to be coming out this fall, I believe. In fact, he broke the story so much that the people featured in the concert, i.e. the musicians performing it, didn't even know. They found out from him. So yeah, Led Zeppelin news, absolutely do it. And one more thing before I go, subscribe to, if you don't already, Mark Zepp, his YouTube channel. He's legendary Zepp fan. In fact, I think he is Zepp fan as his username. Of his podcast, I think. I may be wrong. Mark, if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. I'm just pulling this out of my head. But his YouTube channel, he puts out, first of all, he curates, finds, and purchases all this rare shit, like video recordings of Jimmy Page and Roy Harper playing in their 1984 tour. Little tiny pub gigs, the kind of thing where they're just right in front of you and there's like 20 people there. Unbelievable. Cool videos, Page Plant videos, old stuff from MTV that I recorded, that everybody saw back in the day, but we don't hold on to anymore. He's amazing as an archivist, as a curator, and as one who just brings this really, really neat stuff to the fandom. So Mark Zepp's podcast, Led Zepp News. There you go. Have at it. Love you, love you, love you, love you, love you. Sorry, I can't speak as fast as I used to. I'm getting old and I get marble-mouthed a lot, so apologies for that. But thank you for listening. Love you, love you, love you. I'll be back next week, hopefully. And be good to yourselves and each other, and adios.